But let's have a crate. One to go. Grab my generating. Stop priority. That's my priority. If I do not take care of it, I'll burn out and do slow down my work. UTSK must continually increase. Negotiable for me. It is mandatory. Feedbacks are not to nail me, they are to make me. I'm happy when there are challenges. I am here to solve it. Knowledge industry, so I seek for knowledge all the time. But I feel my mind, so my mind fits my work. I don't just give my best, I do the given requirements. Hence, this way, not oriented. I don't have to be told everything. The trade is my strong suit. Task is a means to an end and not the end. Until my tasks have produced the result expected of them, I'll keep working and refining it. Take ownership of following through my tasks until completion. Reminded, daily tasks. Closing out for me is when my tasks are completed and number four thing. If I don't finish in the office, so it's not a skill, it's just what I'll source for. All right, thank you. So this morning we are going to continue on the series on ownership. GM and HR has had two sections. I mean, I had their section on ownership, and we will be taking it further this morning again. And I believe we've gone through the definition of ownership already, haven't we? Have we gone through the definition of ownership already? Hmm? Mo, what's ownership? It's when you are owning your role. Another meaning for that. Another word for owning your role. Taking responsibility. Okay. Accountability. Was that a specific definition given, or you just came up with that? Your own definition. But you had the definition in the past class, HR section or GM section. All right. What was ownership? Taking full control. Taking full control. Okay. Have you been taking full control? Good morning. Have you been taking full control? Taking full control, what else does that mean? Or what does that mean to you? Taking responsibility of whatever. Who else is giving us the whatever definition? Chris, what is ownership? Or how did you understood ownership from the past training?
Taking charge.
Eh?
Taking charge of your role. Being responsible.
Taking charge of your role,
Yes.
being responsible for your role. Okay. All right. So, HR, what's my title? What's the title of this training? It's correct. No, I know you said I would teach about ownership. That was the only thing I remember. Okay. I was now trying to look for our chat. I can't even. I shall know his ownership, so I just moved on. Okay, all right. I shall know his ownership. All right, so let's move to the next slide. Because what's the issue? Uh, Mo, what's the issue? Okay. Next slide, please. All right, so we'll be going through, different, I believe maybe another perspective to the trainings we've received from HR and GM. Who are you becoming? We'll look through that. Then the next thing, the biggest lie any talent could tell themselves. Every job is a school. Take that, John. What's the next thing there? If there was the next thing,
Responsibility to the guys.
but it was the next thing. Adiola was the next thing. The compound effect of ownership. All right, so the definition here, Muna, take the definition here. Ownership is
She is fair enough to think, act, and solve problems as if the result affects your personality.
all right because they do. So ownership is not something you do for salvo. Then ownership is a way of becoming the kind of person who succeed anywhere. Are you getting it? Ownership is a what? Is a way of becoming the kind of person who succeed anywhere. I think last month, it was not even I think. Last month I was reached out to by someone who had mentioned my name somewhere because they were building and they have serious challenge on that site. They're actually affected by flooding. And because the person I've seen me, okay, there's actually a person who used to call me engineer, and this person knows this other person who used to call me engineer. So it's hard him called engineer Daniel, which I have never, you know, I've never asked him to say who informed me I'm an engineer or something like that. So, this person used to hear my name called as an engineer. So he mentioned my name, so I used to say, I'm an engineer, I will do it, and and they reach out to me to say, we are facing this challenge, erosion and all of that is disturbing our site, about 3.5 acres of land. And what can you do? Of course, I didn't say I can't do it anyway. There's really no big deal about it. So immediately I swung into action. I put a team together. I have civil engineer on site, structural engineer, architects rather. I brought in quantity survey. I brought several talents. I brought them in, and I asked them to go and check what is going on, to give me a feedback of what they saw on site, and tell me what next can we do to fix that situation. So because they just started building, and as soon as I started building, it started raining heavily, and thank God it started raining, because if they have built for so long, it should have destroyed a whole lot of things. Of course, some things were destroyed. A portion of the fence, collapsed like 2-3 times before they realized, oh boy, this rain is not going to, budge. We have to do something. So I put in those people to go in and check and give me a report, and a remediation report. That is what next to do. I haven't seen this. Of course, they did that. They gave me the report, and I presented the report. With the engineers present, I presented the report to the committee. And of course, I haven't done that. They say, oh, fine, go ahead. I mean, everything is clear you want to do. Fire on and go ahead. Now, the work started about 2 weeks ago. This is the third week. Yesterday evening was the first time I went on site. After the first time I went on site. Are you getting it? Yesterday evening was the first time between 7 p.m. I went on site to actually go and check what has been done and see what next. So because we have 4 phases of that project, pay attention, we have 4 phases of that project, and we are wrapping up phase 1. So I went to inspect what has been done. Of course, they give me video feedbacks every other day. Pay attention, they give me what? Video feedbacks every other day. They give me video feedbacks every other day. So, but yesterday I said, let me decide, go and check and see what next. Now, where am I going? Of course, it's a pro bono work. I choose to make it pro bono. So it's not like I got people, I could get paid for it, but I choose to, make it pro bono based on where it's coming from and, and all that. So now where am I going? You do not, taking ownership it's not about an industry or it's about a title or anything. Taking ownership and for the kind of skill set I've built allows me to do almost anything I want to do. Are you getting it? You were there, a few times you were there, you see somebody calling me the law. Some people, I'm a lawyer. So I have different ways. Some people passing me as different things based on different things I've done in the past. So what am I saying, which we'll get to this morning,
whatsoever you are doing, do not do it as you are doing it for anyone. Do it because when you are diligent at that thing, it will open the next door and the next door and the next door and the next door for you. Are you catching that? So you are not limited by anything, honestly. I don't see any limit as long as you are diligent at that thing you start. I will see at least 2 case studies this morning. I believe we'll get there fast, of persons who, started from the beginning. Now they become whoever they became today. And one of them particularly, career started like this. Are you catching me? So that is one thing I want you to take from this training this morning, that ownership is you knowing what you want, and whatever opportunity presents itself, go for it. The one you are doing now, do it well. Don't do KPI. Thank God for KPI. Thank God for direction we have, at department level. But do. Are you getting it? Not you now doing 30%, HR is now pursuing to get it to 70% or 200%. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Right? So let's see the next slide. I think it's a very controversial slide, but let's see the next slide. Quickly. Who will take that? Chine, take that. Can you see that from the back? If you can't see that, come forward. Go ahead.
When the company didn't increase your salary, but you promoted yourself by working less for the same salary.
Oh yeah, no. It's your choice. Are you getting me? It's your choice. Because I don't know why you still stay there if you are at that level. Just move. Are you getting me? Just move, because I'm not doing it for... If you are given something to do, if salary will affect you, then move on. There's no need. Are you getting me? You have to... So because the earlier you understand that this thing I'm doing, I'm becoming better, it's like you are learning something and you are getting better at that thing. So why will someone, whatever it is around that, stop you from getting better at that thing? Let's see the next slide. Quickly, I just used that to open because of who are you becoming. So I said, because every day you come to work, something is being built. And most people think it is only the company that is being built. The company is being built, the products are being built, the systems are being built, the customers are being served, but there's something else being built every day, you. And that is what, many employees or talent miss. Are you getting it? Yourself, you are becoming something. Are you getting it? Yourself, you are becoming something, and you have to be very conscious of that journey. Right? Let's see the next slide quickly, so we'll move on fast. Be very active. So the greatest thing work produces is not only revenue. Most people think the greatest thing work produces is only money. It's not only that. One of the greatest thing work produces is a person, which is you. Think about it. A young graduate, you join a company, 5 years later, you leave. What did you leave with? Salaries, maybe, but hopefully much more than that. Right? You should live with what? Better communication, better discipline, better confidence, better problem-solving ability, better leadership capacity. Close this. The greatest product of work is not what you earn. The greatest product of work is who you are becoming. Of course, what you earn is part of it. But beyond what you earn, like I said to you, what you will earn next is dependent on how well you are grounded and what you have become in your past role. Are you getting me? As you progress. Now, let me give you an example. Imagine somebody who repeatedly arrives late, misses deadline, gives excuses, avoid responsibility, waits to be told everything. After 1 to 3 years, what kind of person are they becoming? Think about it. They are not just arriving late, they are becoming unreliable. They are not just avoiding responsibility, they are becoming somebody that responsibility avoids. They are not just making excuses now, they are becoming an excuse maker. The habit keeps what? Becoming their identity, and it keeps compounding. Let's see the next slide. Now imagine somebody else, for 1 to 3 years, they repeatedly solve problems, they keep their word, they follow through, they learn new things, they volunteer for difficult assignments, they help customers, they improve systems. What kind of person are they becoming? The answer is obvious. They're becoming dependable, they're becoming capable, trustworthy, resourceful, leadership material. Right? The same company at the same period of time, but two completely different people emerge. Why? Because the work never leaves you the same. Right? Work never leaves you the same. You are becoming something each and every day you come to work. The hidden question is this. Imagine somebody followed you around for the past 90 days. Think of yourself. They watched how you handle pressure, how you responded to feedback, how you solve problems, how you handled mistakes, how you treated customers, how you treated your colleagues, how you reacted when nobody was watching. Then they had to answer one question. What kind of person is this person becoming? What would they say? Right? What would the person say? Avon, see how you go about your work. What will be their remark or review of you? That's who you are becoming. Right? Which is not about any organization, right? But about your own personal journey. Let's see the next slide quickly. Nobody becomes excellent overnight, so you have to know that. As you are still on the wheel, are you becoming? You see successful people and think they suddenly became successful. No. Nobody becomes excellent overnight. Nobody becomes reliable overnight. Nobody becomes trusted overnight. Nobody becomes a leader overnight. Those things are built slowly, repeated, and each and every day. So the closing reflection here, many people spend their life chasing opportunities. Wiser approach is to become the person opportunity chase. Because opportunities comes and go, market changes, industry changes, companies change, technology changes, but capacity travels, right? Your capacity you built, the skill set you built, the person you are becoming stays with you, the discipline you've acquired stays with you, ownership stays with you, the person you are becoming travels with you wherever you are going, right? And that brings me to the next section, because if work is shaping us every day, then we need to talk about one of the biggest lies talents could tell themselves. All right, and I have this funny one here too. I said I can work under pressure, not die for the company. Maybe. Abi, that me. I'm not here to buy for the company. Isn't that? Abi fair? It's fine, but then you have to know balance, and let's see that. So the biggest lie talent or employees could tell themselves is this: I am protecting myself, and that is the lie. And the dangerous thing about this lie is that it feels intelligent, it feels wise, it feels safe, it feels justified, but many times it is actually self-sabotage disguised as self-protection, right? It is self-sabotage described as self-destruction. What does this lie look like? This lie really announces itself. It becomes in different forms. It sounds like, that's not my job. Nobody told me. Why should I do the extra? I'm not paid for that. Let me do just my part. Let me not get involved. On the surface, those statements sound reasonable, but let's go deeper. What actually is happening? The person thinks, if I take responsibility, I might fail, so they avoid responsibility. Let's see the next slide. They think if I step forward, I might be blamed, so they stay hidden. Maybe they think if I volunteer, more work will come, so they avoid the growth opportunity that comes with it. Or they think if I don't take risk, I won't get hurt, right? It's possible that, maybe if I stay on my lane, trouble won't come. If something went wrong, my name won't be mentioned. Thank God it's not even my job, right? So they remain comfortable. What they don't realize is every responsibility avoided is also capacity building avoided, right? There are several things you've been doing before here, and there are several things you are doing now, Ife, that you are not doing before. Yes or no? Yes or no? What you were doing before you resume at Salvo helped your work at Salvo. Yes or no? So that tells you what will help you next in your next journey, is how well grounded you are in what you are doing currently. Are you getting me? So beyond the KPI, like I keep saying, beyond the KPI, yourself should take personal responsibility, right? And be conscious of who you are becoming and how you are going about your work. The case of two employees, employee A says, this isn't my responsibility. Employee B says, let me see how I can help. A difficult customer appears. Employee A says, customer success should handle that. Employee B says, let's figure it out. A new project appears. Employee A says, I don't know how to do that. Employee B says, I don't know yet, but let me learn. Right? 2-3 years later, the difference will become visible, not because employee B was smarter or luckier. Employee B simply collected more lessons, experiences, confidence, capacity, and responsibility. This growth happened quietly, but it happened because it keeps compounding day after day. Let's see the next slide. All right, it's fine. What most people miss, the work environment reward visible results, but visible results are usually built on invincible habits. Those invincible habits are built daily through showing up, learning, taking responsibility, solving problems, following through. And that is why the biggest lying talent could tell themselves is what? I am protecting myself, because many times what they are actually protecting is their comfort zone, their fear, their insecurity, and their unwillingness to grow. Right? Let's see the next slide. All right, there you go again. Joanne was there.
The new employee who says he can work under pressure during interview finally faces pressure and wants to resign.
All right, the new employee who says he can work under pressure during interview finally faces pressure and wants to resign. when Shege was knocking, I started knocking his head. He's holding back on his word. But anyway, I know it's funny, but I mean, it is what it is. Let's see the next slide. Let's see the next slide. So, every job is a school. That's what you must realize. Right? Of course, will there be pressure? Who said there won't be pressure? Or is there no pressure? Depending on the job anyway. But what you have to know is every job is a school. Right? Most people will say, why did you go to school? Most people will say, to get a job. But that's not the whole answer. You went to school because school was supposed to prepare you for life, to prepare you for opportunities, to prepare you for responsibilities, to prepare you for the future. Now, here's the interesting thing. Most people leave school and unknowingly enter into another school, which is the workplace. This is another school, right? And the difference in school, you pay fees to learn. At work, you are being paid while you are learning. Are you getting it? Especially for entry-level roles, most of the times, you are being paid while you are learning. That is, you are figuring things out that you've not done before. So it's not like, oh, you've done these things before, you are coming, to do it again. Right? You are coming to learn. And you are learning, you are being paid for it. Are you getting it? The other way around, in school, you are learning, but you are the one paying. But in a workplace, you are learning and you are being paid for it. Are you getting it? The next slide, every role has a hidden curriculum, right? This is what most people don't see. Joan, please close that window. So this is what most people don't see. Every role teaches two things: the obvious lesson, the hidden lesson. The obvious lesson is your job description, and the hidden lesson is who you are becoming. Right? The hidden lesson is who you are becoming. Who are you becoming as an admission officer? Or let's say you are an application manager. People think admission officer is learning how to apply for admission. An admission officer is really learning attention to details. Right? Tolani, take the next. Attention to detail. What's the next thing? Admission officer is secretly learning. The real lesson isn't admission, but what? Reliability. Let's see the next slide. Customer success, Joan. Let's have it. Most people think customer success is by answering messages. No, that's the visible part. The invisible curriculum is what?
Relationship management, empathy, problem solving, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution.
Right? So the real lesson isn't customer support, but what? People management. That's what you are learning. Even though you are doing CS, but you are picking up the skill set. Are you getting it? What's the next slide there? Telesales. Adiola, people think telesales is just selling. Telesales secretly teaches what?
Confidence, influence, communication, negotiation, mass psychology, and movement.
And what? Resilience. What can you say about confidence and influence for you in your role in the past, 2-3 months you've been on this role? What can you say? What can you say of this regarding your whole role as telesales? Like, do you think any of this, something is happening to you in this area that you are becoming more better at than you had at the moment? I mean, before getting into this role? Oh yeah, speak to one. I mean, confidence, influence, pick one and speak about it.
Okay, confidence. Yeah. Okay.
So what has happened to your confidence before resuming this role and now?
Okay.
You think something has happened?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
I would say when I got into the company, I would say 50. For now, I would say 90. Because I know what I'm selling. I know the product knowledge of what I'm pushing to you. So I pitch it to you. I make sure, and I also convinced buying into my idea products which I'm pitching.
All right, if I hear you clearly now, your confidence level rises on the back of product knowledge.
Yes, sir.
So you are less confident about what you are to do, but now you've mastered the product and now you become more confident. So is it just about that, or did that also impact on how you negotiate or how you relate with people on phone?
Exactly, sir.
Has it impacted on that?
Exactly.
All right, so that's your what? Invincible what? Invisible what? You are not here, you are typing. That's your invisible curriculum. Are you getting it? You said every job is a school. That's your what? Invincible curriculum. Right? So many successful founders started in sales, not because they love selling, but because sales trained them, right? Because when you get into sales, you see more opportunities and you start making progress from there. So social media marketing, Chineye, people think marketing is content. Yes, true, posting and designing. But marketing secret teaches consumer psychology, communication, storytelling, market understanding, and positioning. Right? So what can you say about any of this hidden curriculum for you? Chineye, what has happened to you in the past? I think you are second month now, or is it third month? Third month. So can you pick any of this, and do you think you pick anything in that, regarding any of this, skill sets, soft skills, technical skills rather, not soft now. These are technical skills. Have you picked up anything here in this area? Oh, it's thin line between soft and technical though. Have you picked up anything here in the past 2 months plus? All right, speak it and explain to us what has happened to you. Which one do you want to talk about? Communication. Oh, what happened to your communication? You were not communicating before? You don't used to talk before.
Since I think to serve it got better.
Oh, it got better. Oh, really? So how does it look like before and how is it now? How does it look like?
One of the things that helped me actually was talking about doing our town hall.
During town hall?
Yes,
Okay, what happened to you during town hall?
that was the first time I was going to present, so it gave me confidence.
Oh, okay, really?
Yes.
Ah. How did you survive school? Eh? Hey, you're hiding under your class governor.
Yes.
Okay, it's possible though to hide. I did I hide? I wasn't even available, but I was doing it somewhere else. But I wasn't doing it in school. I was doing it somewhere else. Okay, so what did that do to you? Okay, say make your communication get better. I mean, that's how you see it as. All right, it's fine. The hidden lesson is what? Understanding people when you're in marketing. Right, let's see the next thing. As an HR, people think HR is managing people. I mean, yes, it is. But HR secretly teaches, number one, HR. Number one. You can't see from there. Yeah, come forward. Come forward.
Honestly, I've
Are
not
you-
seen anything you are saying. I'm only imagining.
But
what
you
are
for
saying.
you can. I
No,
thought
I
your
was
glass.
just imagining what you're
I
saying.
thought your glasses like
yes,
mine.
but I don't know why. I think it's the reflection.
Oh really?
Yes.
I thought your glasses like mine. Oh yeah, number one.
Okay.
HR secretly teaches what?
Accountability, emotional intelligence, decision making, conflict and stakeholder management, responsibility.
All right. So the hidden lesson here is what?
Better judgment.
Having better judgment on situations. Are you getting it? So that's an hidden curriculum. Are you getting it? That's a hidden curriculum. Let's see the next slide there. So reflection exercise, I want everyone to think about their role. Ask yourself, what is my role secretly teaching me? What capacity am I developing? What skills am I building? What type of person am I becoming? And if I continue on this path for 3 years, who will emerge, right? Who will emerge at the end of the day? And that brings us to the next section. If your role is in school, and if you are developing different capacities, then how can you rise in value to earn 5x more than others? Right? Let's see the next slide. I see how my guy here. So when your boss is looking for you to assign more tasks, but it's 3:30 p.m. on a Friday. Okay, I beg. Ife. Okay, I beg, free me. All right, so let's see the next slide there. So how do you increase in value? Value is your ability to solve problems that matters, right? Value is the ability to solve problems that matters. So the bigger the problem, the rarer the skills, the greater the value, the more useful you become, right? The bigger the problem, the rarer the skills, the greater the value, the more useful you become. Example, imagine a person can type fast, and another person can build a sales system that generates 50 million per annum. Both are working, both are trying, but the market or any industry will likely reward them differently because the value they are creating is different. All right, let's see the next slide. So every role has a value ladder. Copywriter level 1. Muna was the level 1 as a copywriter.
Write captions.
What's the level 2?
Write ads that generate leads.
What's the level 3?
Build funnel that generates revenue.
And what's the level 4?
Build acquisition systems that constantly produce customers.
All right, even though that's not the end, but that gives you like how value increases in your role as a copywriter. Writing caption does not necessarily give your role value. Are you getting it? Value ascend as you move to the next level, which is writing ads that generate leads. That is, a business is now beginning to get inquiries, requests, bookings from your hard copy. That's the next level. The next level of assumption in your value as a copywriter is that you now build funnels that generate revenue, right? So beyond doing, I remember back in those days, for those who had freelance, while I was freelancing, I was doing a particular thing which was, anytime I even think about it, I used to wonder, are these people okay? I was writing vision and mission statements, for businesses. You that own the business, shouldn't you know your vision and mission statement? So now I was doing that, and I was paid, what I was paid is what I should get. Because at the end of the day, some of those people may not go ahead with that business that I wrote what? Mission and vision statement for. Because wondering, why are you asking someone to write vision and mission statement for you? You conceive it now, write it for yourself. By yourself, but anyway. But that shows what I'm doing is not really of a serious value. I get me, even with ChatGPT now, I don't even think if that gigs exists, you're wasting their time. So the level 4 here in value ascension for you, Muna, you build acquisition systems that what? That consistently produce customers. Let's see the next thing, the next slide. As an application manager, your level 1 in your value ascension, Dami, your level 1 is what?
Processes applications.
Your level 2 is what?
Ensure applications are successful.
Your level 3 is what?
Can identify scholarship opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
can identify weak applications,
Mm-hmm.
and spot documentation problems before they happen.
Your level 4?
Can build systems that improve admission success rates for the entire organization.
You know, it's moved from individual. One thing you pay attention to is ascending in value starts with you as an individual till your work started having meaningful impact on the organization. You see, that's where the levels 4 is looking like. It looked like, oh, you are writing hard copy. It's by yourself. You are writing, what's it called, ads, content that generate leads. You still be by yourself, but moving, towards the company. So the more you are, it starts out with you, but moving to now solving problems, not just for you, but for the whole organization. That's how your works are getting value, right? So you notice something, the role may still be called admission officer. But the value is what? Completely different, right? The value at these different levels are not the same. Let's see the next thing here. Customer success level 1. Mo, level 1, customer success. How do you ascend the value? Answer messages. Level 2. You resolve customer complaints. Level 3. You retain customers. Level 4. Still the same level.
Generate referrals.
All right, level 4.
Create system that improves retention and referrals when the value increases massively.
So you create systems that improve retention and referrals. Now the value what? Increases. So from answering messages to getting to this point, that's how, value keeps increasing. And you do it at scale. That's another thing on this level 4. You now do it at scale, where it's now happening a whole lot. It's not just happening within a product. It's happening for multiple products, right? That's how value increases. Let's see the next slide. Telesales, level 1, Adiola. Telesales, level 1, how do you increase in value? Level 2, your level 3.
Understand education counseling. Can guide client through difficult decisions.
Your level 4.
Can train other services.
Your level, still on your level 4.
Can improve commercial system. Can increase company revenue.
Right, same title, different value. Right, same title, different value. That's how value keep ascending, and you are doing it at scale on level 4. Right, you are doing it at scale, and how to do it at scale on level 4 is the longer you stay on that role and you gather experience, you're able to do much more in that area. Let's see the next slide. Quickly, how some people rise in value. Like I said to you, we'll be looking at the story of Tony Elumelu. I believe everyone here knows Tony Elumelu.
Yes.
We do. If you don't know Tony Elumelu, anyway, you know UBA. All right, fine. So let's see his journey as a young salesperson. I said we'll be considering a case study of someone who looks like, some of us right now, and how they rise through their ranks and file to become who they are today, right? And there are a lot of Tony Elumelus who have from whatever to whatever they are today. Are you getting me? So I said, yes, stage 1, he was a young graduate and a salesman, 85 to 88. He started his career after NYC as a photocopier salesman, that is photocopy machine. Xerox particularly, so because I have listened to his stories over and over. He was selling Xerox machine, back in those periods. So skills he was building was learning how to prospect, persuade, negotiate, undo rejection, understand customer psychology. The lesson here, before he could manage millions, he learned how to convince one person to buy one machine, right? And, I believe, telesales and all, you're on that journey already, right? Let's see the next slide here on stage 2. He's entering into banking, late in the 1980s into the early 1990s. He got into banking. That is, he got a banking officer role, credit and operations role at Allstate Trust Bank. Skills he was building, credit analysis, financial statement interpretation, lending decisions, risk management, treasury operations, cash flow analysis, banking regulations. He had to understand which businesses deserve loan, which business would fail, how banks can make money, how financial institutions collapse, right? So lesson here, his value rose because he understood risks better than others, right? Then he moved to branch manager at Allstate. Now technical banking knowledge was no longer enough. Now at this level, he need to master team leadership, performance management, sales, client relationship management, decision making under pressure, public speaking, executive presence. Now his result came through other people. He had to learn, right? How to motivate staff, how to hold people accountable, how to manage difficult customers, how to represent the bank. Lesson here is you stop being valuable because of what you do. You become valuable because of what you can get others to do, which is how I started my story, right? To say I can do anything I choose to do. Are you getting me? This here, what I'm pointing at, that I can do anything I choose to do, and it will not be a day's journey. Each and every one of us here will also grow through that, but you have to grow consciously. It's not just by, coming to work. You have to know these are the things I'm learning each and every day at work. This is who I'm becoming. Don't forget, who are you becoming? Let's see the next slide. Acquisition of Crystal Bank, of course, you can say many other things, but let's just focus. Still back to, let's just leave it as what we are reading here. So Investors Group leader or CEO, in 1997, Tony Elumelu led a group of investors to acquire this struggling Crystal Bank, which later became Standard Trust. I think they later merged with STB, back in those days. So skill they had to develop. Now he has to know how to relate with investors. I remember particularly the current Olubadan was one of the major investors in STB back in those days. When he took over to become CEO of STB, Olubadan as at then, had shares worth about $5 million with STB. And I know he had to sell a dream to him to stay with him and not to take his money and leave. Are you getting me? And which was part of what they used to grill the bank till today. Back then rather, till whatever it's morphed into and whatever they took out of that today. So he had to master what? Investors relations, right? Capital raising, right? Business turnaround strategy, corporate structuring, strategic planning, boardroom communication, high-level negotiations. Are you getting it? So that is how people make progress, by consciously picking up the skills. By consciously. Now, lesson at this stage, he wasn't selling product anymore. You can see that he was selling a future, because now you have to convince investors. You have to sell a dream. Are you getting it? Why would somebody leave their $5 million in your bank? Now, when the new management has changed, you can declare bankruptcy for whatever reason. You can say, blah, 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 something happened. We went bankrupt. Anything can happen. Again, so you have to, know beyond replying customers. But now he started what? Selling photocopier. It's as basic as that. You are selling travel juan. It's as basic as that. That's how the journey moves. Are you getting me now? That's how the journey moves. So the next slide here is saying stage 5. Building Standard Trust Bank. From 1997 to 2005, when Soludo declared the capitalization. So he was CEO of STB. He was building what? Large-scale operations. Now they have maybe over 100 branches as of now. Corporate governance, executive leadership, talent acquisition, brand building, economic forecasting, institutional culture building. Right? Now he wasn't managing a branch. He was managing an entire system. He needed to think how to recruit top talent, how do we recruit a winning culture, how do we create a winning culture, how do we expand nationally, how do we compete with larger banks. Lesson here, the bigger the system you can build, the more valuable you become. Are you getting it? From being a photocopier salesman to now heading a bank. Are you getting me? It's always a journey. What's the next slide here? The UBA merger came in 2005 on the back of recapitalization by Soludo. Then when they were asked to recapitalize, to have a minimum level of 25 billion. So eventually SCB merged with UBA. UBA was a more larger bank though. And in 2005, Tony led one of the largest banking mergers because UBA was way bigger than them in Sub-Saharan Africa when Standard Trust Bank merged with UBA. So of course they maintained UBA's name and they lost their own name, which was SCB, because they were not as big as UBA back then, And what skills you have to master? Mergers and acquisition. You have to go and learn this. Right? Of course, I know so much details about it, but that's not even focus for now. Stakeholder management, complex negotiations, change management, political intelligence. Are you getting it? Because can be saying plenty English. Corporate diplomacy. So you have to manage what? Regulators, stakeholders, executives, staff, customers, government interest. Because when you begin to do well, government will have an interest. Take it or leave it. I was sharing with Bosi the other day to say, you know, there was a time I saw, firstly, I saw the VP met with MoneyPoint CEO. You know, I saw a meeting, VP, MoneyPoint CEO, like at State House, and I'm asking myself, what's this meeting about? Of course, it doesn't have any title. But I knew that meeting is mostly focused on guys who are making money. What are you giving us? That's how I can summarize that meeting. I haven't been around, you know, to know how things work. That's the summary of that meeting. Couple of months down the line, I saw Tinubu and him in another meeting at State House, where he showed up again. It's getting more serious. Maybe Tinubu is not seeing the noise. Oh boy, make I not give this VP only. Make me say hear everything that he talk. Whatever reason. And why? MoneyPoint, what's it called? They did transaction volume last year. They did was 422 trillion. Nigeria is not even touching that. So you see, why would not call him to go and have a meeting? Government interest. You know, as you make progress, you begin to get to those levels. Where government is wondering, what are you doing? What are you guys really doing? They've been seeing you, but now they are seeing your number. What are you doing? What do you do for government? You know, which can start coming in form of different names. I remember back then, he was sharing how Uber almost was cancelled by the government, but he had to, you know, he had to take them to meet the government and plead on their behalf. So because the government was like, no, the Agbero started the whole thing. You know, the Agbero was, which were the Oluomos. You know, they were already petitioning, telling government that these boys are taking our money or do something about them. Of course, government says, are they taking your money? So that means they're making money now. Yeah, now. So then they start planning to make a policy to get them out of the system. Right? And of course, Uber was one of the major B2B clients for Flutterwave. Right? That is, people are making payments on Uber app using Flutterwave. So what happens, and they are one of their top clients actually. They are doing 60 million there maybe monthly or something like that. They were actually one of their top as at 2017, 2018. So he had to take them, you know, to go and plead, say, these are my guys who are big. And Uber was actually insisting okay, so the problem was Uber was saying they are not ready to pay bribe. So, because they are US business, so they have to give it a new name. Right? That is not bribe. And they gave it a new name in the meeting. I think maybe 0.something% was going to government coffers in a name. I've forgotten whatever name they gave to it. And that was it, and that settles it. And the whole Uber is going by, it just died there. Are you getting me? So that's how the journey looks like. Are you getting it? So lesson here, the higher you rise, the more your success depends on what? Managing people, interest, not just your interest, and complexities. Right? Let's see the next slide here. Pan-African expansion. Of course, when they got to UBA, after the merger expanded to UBA across Africa, now it wasn't just leading a Nigerian bank, it was leading what? A continental institution. Skills you have to develop: international business strategy, cross-cultural leadership, global finance, government relations, long-term vision, executive communication. You have to learn, you know, still, you know, speaking to investors more investors, definitely. Speaking to regulators, speaking to presidents. That's the reality. Because at that level, for what they are doing, Tony Elumelu, if he's going to most countries, there's always a plan to see the president or a minister, always. It's always almost like, except there's a particular maybe event that is going for, but most times even the event is going for, the president, the ministers, you know, the top president are there in the event. So because that's who they spend time with now, based on the complexity of what they are doing. Are you getting it? But don't forget, it was what? A photocopier salesman. So you are picking different skill sets as you are moving. You are picking different skill sets. That's the journey. Don't complicate it. Are you getting me now? So, lesson here, every new level demands a new vocabulary, a new thinking, a new capability, which is capacity. Right, let's see the next slide, which is the last slide on him. So Tony became valuable. Okay, I think I caught it last part. Became valuable, he moved through different level of capacity. I mean, as a salesman, he was what? Learning persuasion. As a banking officer, I was learning finance and risk. As a branch manager, I was learning leadership. As a turnaround CEO at STB, I was learning strategy, bank builder, learning institutional building, merger leader, learn negotiation and influence, Pan-African CEO, learn global leadership. And what he's doing today? Capital allocation. Years holding. I get in today, he's doing different things. Oh, Intel, insurance, just allocating different money he has into different things. That's what he does now. Through year holdings, that's all. But you see the journey? Are you getting me? Of course, are there people who stop there? Definitely. I know of several of his colleagues, so because there was a CBN policy that came out that stopped him from operating as a CEO. So they have this 10-year plan that if you serve for 10 years, you have to, retire as a CEO of a bank. There's that policy in Nigeria. So that's what took him out of the system. Not like he wanted to. Of course, they too were planning, but not like it was his time. I mean, time to leave then. So, but, I mean, they are different of his colleagues. Some left. I mean, some going to go and start another bank too. After leaving, they start another bank in another name and all that. So, but different persons, different journeys, right? But that's not where we are staying. So, no industry reward effort. The reward level of problems you can solve. The level of problems you can solve. So, in the next slide here, then I did this to say, because I know him back then when he was with Wale Adenuga. I get in it. So, who here did not know TJ Omori? Is he video? What's his nickname?
Yeah.
Boy, video. No. Is it video boy director? Okay.
Director.
Right? Chris. Okay, boy director. Yeah, that's the name I'm looking for. Right? How much does he charges for his music video the last time before he went off? Is it 100,000? How much is it?
Million.
Eh?
I think it was in dollars.
That's $100,000. That's what I'm saying.
Is that
100.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
$100 million.
No, 100,000. No. 100,000. Are you getting it? 100.
$100,000.
It's 100,000. So where was he? School drama, church production, 08, 11. Student actor, drama called state director. I never go video, I did video. Storytelling, stage direction, audience. You're the one that came to my mind Sunday. Audience attention, creative thinking. I getting it. What's the next thing here? So, 2012, 2015, we moved to Pepti. I know it was at Pepti. From Pepti, moved to Wale Adenuga. I was working Wale Adenuga back then. Let's move to the next thing here. Next slide. Next slide, quickly. Scriptwriter, production assistant, 2014, 2016. Right? He worked somewhere. Red Hat Group, learning story structure, visual communication, editing psychologist, timing, production workflow. Let's see the next slide. Stage 4, now becoming independent creator from 2015 to 2017. Before becoming famous, he was creating videos with friends, experimenting, shooting, editing, publishing content. He landed early projects and charged relatively modest fees for music videos. At this stage, he was no longer just learning filmmaking, but he was learning client management, pricing, negotiation, reputation building, portfolio development. Let's see the next slide on stage 5. Imagine the music video director. That was 2017, 2018. He began directing videos for common artists and slowly gained industrial attention. This required a different skill set. Technical skills alone were no longer enough. What was he learning? Artist psychology, creative pitching, personal branding, networking, trend forecasting. We lead to the next stage, the Naira Marley breakthrough. That was how I want to believe a lot of get to know him. I getting it too. The major breakthrough from videos, Am I a Yahoo Boy? I getting it. The soapies and the like. So which pushed his name to what? The mainstream conversations. What was he learning? Cultural relevance, viral storytelling, audience psychology, media management, creative risk taking. Let's see the next slide here. Industry dominance 2020-2023. By this period, TJ Omori had become one of the most sought after music video directors, working with Olamide, Wizkid, Burna, Fireboy, David. Now he wasn't competing with beginners, he was competing with the best. What was he learning? Team leadership, large budget production. How are you getting it? Large budget production, talent management, innovation, creative systems. His value was no longer, I can what? Shoot videos. Chris, what's his value now? His value became what?
I can create visuals that move culture.
I can create visuals that move culture. Right? After Soapy now, I don't know if Soapy was a thing before the Soapy. Are you getting me? Do you understand what I'm saying? After,
It wasn't Sophie. It was one I gave you. There was Sophie, but it wasn't called Sophie.
are you getting me? So I'm saying, I'm using this to speak to what I'm saying. So he wasn't just shooting videos, he was creating visuals that move culture. Are you getting me? Dirty December. Dirty December, I think was from this guy, Mr. Easy. I think there was this song, they did. Are you getting me? So who are the people behind those work? You know, I used to make just back then that let people know you on TikTok as travel agency that is giving laptop. That's what I'm trying to say. Are you getting it? That's how the journey looks like. That's how what? The journey looks like. That's how the journey looks like. Let's see the next slide. Ownership mindset lesson. Teach your money did not become valuable because he learned how to use camera. It became valuable. Of course, that's the genesis. It became valuable because he kept adding layers of capacity from student, actor, learn performance, drama director, learn storytelling, film student, learn production, scriptwriter, learn narrative structure, editor, learn audience psychology, independent creator, learn entrepreneurship, music video director, learn branding, industry leader, learn influence, right? The more layers of value you accumulate, the more difficult you become to replace. Let's see. So we'll continue from here in the coming week, right? So any question or any comment, and we call it a day. We draw the curtain on this note. All right, let me ask one question. If I was summarize one thing, how do you receive this training, or what interpretation can you give to it? Like how can you, learning ownership, what does this speak to your work now, and how you should perceive your work? And, is there anything you're making changes about your work, how you perceive your work right now? I haven't heard this this morning.
So the word that came to my mind is competence.
Competence.
Yeah.
All right. Becoming more competent at what you do.
Yeah.
Very correct and valid. Mo, you've been busy typing. You want to type your response? The same question I asked, if you can answer that.
Owning my room more.
Owning your room more.
Yes.
What does that mean? That's
To take ownership of my room more.
to take ownership of your room more.
Yes.
What exactly?
In what I'm doing, in every of my role.
You've been doing that before.
I think
Or what's changing? He said competence is ringing in his ear. I need to become more competent in what I do. So is anything coming to you like that? Oh, okay, I think I need to.
mention ownership.
Ownership.
Yes.
Still on ownership.
Yes.
So how do you perceive ownership before now? How do you perceive ownership after this session?
Before, ownership is just when I do my own part.
Okay.
To me.
Okay.
Yes. So after taking the training from GM, from HR and yours, so I learned how to take the one from my colleagues and my demo. Instead of just doing my own part and be like, oh, I've done my own part. It doesn't concern me like do yours. So now, yes.
So why do you that is a thing? Why do you have to be about other people's business? Why not just focus on your own?
Because of what I've been learning on, it's just not for me to just do my own part, but to do my colleagues so that it make our work more productive. Yes. All
right, that's an angle to contribute to the general goal, right? But beyond that, at times, you're also equipping yourself with some skill sets, right? The invisible curriculum we mentioned. Are you getting me? I mean, as I'm looking at Tolani now, from maybe just hearing UK and Canada from afar, that people are traveling to UK and Canada, and maybe she has been researching about Canada, to now coming close, to now knowing several details about if you want to go to UK, you want to go to Europe, you want to go to Canada, several details she doesn't have before. Are you getting me now? So, what is that invisible curriculum you are following? Muna, what's the invisible curriculum you are following?
From writing to building about forms.
from writing to building of outcomes. It's loaded. Hope you understand what that means. Because that's where I'm going next week. To building of outcomes. Very loaded. Hope you understand what that means. Right? That is not just hitting your KPIs, but what result or what impact your KPIs is bringing that is visible now, that we can see. Are you getting me? Let's say there's chaos for application, and let's say there's chaos in your unit. Applications were getting delayed, to now moving it to a point where almost no application is not being worked on as long as all client documentation is completed. Where there are no bottlenecks in the system. We don't have what we faced from last year, where we have a lot of US clients that we couldn't deliver to. And if applications were swift in those years, of course, US shut down, we definitely won't have as much application as we do at the end of the day. Are you getting me? So, from just hitting KPIs to now, building on how to, what's the English? Building of outcomes. You are now building, you are now focused on results and not just marking your KPIs, right? You are now focused on results and not just marking your KPIs. All right, Bossy, where are you?
If there's anything I've learned today, is that growth has to be consistent. It's not an over the time, something that comes from your daily habits.
So every role continues to build you into who you will become eventually, because there's no really end. Depends on you. Are you getting it? So what you should consciously pick is there's something you are learning right now you are going to use in your next phase. Are you getting it? I was asking you the other day, what next? What are you doing next? Are you getting me? So what are you learning now that you are taking to your next phase? Are you getting it? So you have to be very conscious and soak in as much as possible. And don't hold back. When opportunity presents itself for you to learn, soak in as much as possible. For those who have been doing certain things before they move to Salvo, when you get to Salvo, those things you do it effortlessly and you do much more, right? Whatever you are doing, were you doing TikTok content? You were doing TikTok videos before you come to Salvo?
Yeah, but not for...
I know not for business, but you are doing it, and that helped you starting now doing videos. Are you getting it? There are certain persons that they'll start this role and they'll struggle with shooting videos. Hope you know. Because they don't have that skills before coming. So, but you, even though you are not doing it at a scale, you are not consistent with it, you are not trying to post once every day on your page. Are you trying to post one every day? You are not trying to do that. So, but you are learning that here. To post once every day. You are building that discipline. Are you getting it? You are building that discipline. Right? And you are seeing the feedback. You are seeing how are people interacting with this kind of video? Are they interacting with this kind of video? Are you getting me? You are making progress. So nobody should now be running after you to say, yeah, go and create video. Right? Nobody. To now say, yeah, this is our MBU. What have you done this morning? What have you done this week? Are you getting it now? You print it yourself and be seeing it and be doing your thing. And be making progress. And the one that connects you with your team members, you are doing it with them. Because you are getting more better at what you are doing. Are you getting it? So when you understand the goal, that ownership is about, go back to the slide. There's a definition. Ownership was given. I want to take that again. Go back to the very first slide. The very first slide. Move through. Quickly. What's the issue? The second slide now. So ownership is a way of becoming the kind of person who succeeds anywhere. That's the takeaway. A person who succeeds anywhere. You jackpot today. Nothing stops. Are you getting me? There will be problem. Are you getting it? You have a problem. So because you've not become different in Nigeria that you are. That want to become different when you jump. You get what I'm saying now. So you have to know that it is becoming the person who succeed anywhere they are. All right, I believe on this note, I draw the curtain. Let's have a creed. Any announcements, anything going on?